Hey there, RecTech family, Chef Greg here with you today. We're going to show you how to make a delicious competition pork butt. If you're curious how we trim this pork butt, check out our video on how to trim a competition pork butt. So as you can see, we have our money muscle perfectly trimmed and segregated. We've got the rest of our butt ready to go. Now it's all about flavor. There's a lot of commercial injections on the market. Feel free to use your favorite. You can do something as simple as 3 parts apple cider and 1 part apple cider vinegar. And again, it's all about adding moisture and flavor into your piece of meat. We're gonna go ahead and inject this, and I've got about 8 ounces of our injection. Now for my competition box, I want to get picture perfect slices for my money muscle, and I'm also going to put in some of the tubes and the pork bacon. So I'm going to spend a lot of time to inject a lot of flavor into this money muscle, and not really as critical in the rest of the butt. Now for our binder, we're going to skip the molasses and we're going to skip the mustard. We're going to use our injection as our binder. So go ahead and squirt a little bit of the injection over the pork. That'll moisten the surface and hold on to that rub for us. So now we want to layer some flavors on this competition pork butt. And for me, I want to protect my sweet so it doesn't burn, so I put my sugary rubs on the bottom. Today we're going to use the Casanova competition rub. It's got a good bit of sugar, it's got a good bit of umami with the celery, paprika. It's really delicious. And make sure you get that money muscle on all sides. Now for a little more savory and a little bit of heat, my go-to is Ray's Front Row Master Blend, a really delicious rub with pork. We're going to preheat our grill to 225 degrees. That Y-Pellet Wi-Fi controller is going to maintain that temp throughout our cook. We're also going to use one of my favorite accessories, the grill mat, to make moving our pork butt in and out of the grill super easy. At this point, the internal temperature of the money muscle should be right around 165 degrees and about 10 degrees less in the main butt. To protect the money muscle from overcooking, we're going to cut it off of the pork butt and wrap it separately in aluminum foil. If you have any extra injection, now is the time to wrap it up in a double layer of aluminum foil. We'll continue cooking both pieces of meat at 225 degrees until an internal of both pieces register around 196 and probing tender. All right, we'll go unwrap our money muscle. We'll start to glaze it. If any juice comes out of this package, you can feel free to add it into your glaze. You can look nice and smoky, super caramelized. Look at the sheen on that. Looks absolutely amazing. We'll go ahead and brush our glaze on. We'll put this back on the grill mat. So this pork butt, I really want to take the most flavorful pieces off of this. So that fat off the top, we cut off and left us with what we call our tubes. And when you pull in here, they literally look like tubes of meat. So we can come in here and we can pull off some of these really flavorful pieces. And again, if there's fat laying on them, just take your hands and slide it off. We don't want to serve the judges any pieces of fat. Now I've got the pieces of pork that I want to serve. I'm going to go ahead and dip them in our glaze, roll them around, and then put them back on the grill mat. This past year at Papa Joe's Banjo-BQ in Augusta was my first KCBS event. We actually came in 2nd place overall in pork, so it was super cool to have my first category get a call and then finish in 2nd place. So to keep that glaze on the meat and not the board, just go ahead and brush the board a little bit. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. And you definitely want a really sharp knife for this. Some people use an electric knife, but I prefer the way a straight edge cuts. We're gonna slice these about a 1/2 inch thick, and it really depends on the money muscle. If it's a little bit more dense, you can go a little thinner, but it's completely fine to have larger pieces. And look at that, super clean. Look at that smoke ring. You have 8 judges, so you want 8 nice medallions of that money muscle. Make sure you keep everything in line. You can see we're going to line them up. We're going to take some of our tubes. Again, make sure they're nice and clean. No fat, no gristle, nothing but flavor here. If that doesn't get you a call, I don't know what is. There you have it, guys. Competition pork butt, cooked to perfection in the RT700 bowl. We'll see you at the Rec Tech.